Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes, and welcome to the 5th video in our series on classic guitar riffs. Today we have one of the all-time classic lead guitar riffs, Day Tripper by the Beatles. This 1965 classic features George Harrison playing the lead guitar, and the riff is very repetitive. It's incredibly contagious, but it's quite simple to play. As always, I'll take you through the notes on my acoustic guitar, then we'll revisit the riff in an electric format. It's quite hard to find a video of the Beatles playing Day Tripper on YouTube. That's for free at any rate. So I'm going to base this riff and my discussions around it on Paul McCartney's Live at Tokyo Dome in 2013 video, which is freely available on YouTube at the time that I'm posting this tutorial. So check out that video clip. McCartney stays true to the Beatles' original version in just about all of his live performances of Day Tripper. Okay, here's the essential riff. Okay, so it's a very repetitive riff, and in the Tokyo Dome clip, that riff, one version of it is this. So if we regard that as one lap through the riff, that riff is played 5 times before the vocals come in, before the singing starts. So let's have a look at that riff in slow motion. It starts on low E, the open 6th string. Then it goes to G on that same string, so the second finger on the 3rd fret is G. Then the 3rd finger on the 4th fret is G sharp. So if we just look at the 3 notes on the open fat 6th string of the guitar, the E string, we've got this. Okay, maybe try that with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the next note that we have to play is on the A string on the 2nd fret. It's the note B. Okay, so first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. The next note is just below it, the note E. Still use the same finger, but just drop down a string. Now we're on the 4th string of the guitar, the D string, but we're on the 2nd fret, so it's an E. So let's piece that together. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the next section now is open D string, so again the 4th string of the guitar. Then we go back to the note B on the A string that we played a minute ago. Then we go to F sharp. This is on the D string, so it's on the 4th fret of the 4th string, F sharp. Back to the B on the A string, open D string, E on the D string. So let's slowly go through that again. Now you may need to rewind this video as many times as required until you can just get that riff. It's quite syncopated, and that's why it's one of the most catchiest guitar riffs of all time. Now the same guitar riff is played in 3 different spots on the guitar throughout the song. The riff we've just learnt, the opening riff, is while the band is playing an E7th chord. So that's the riff that associates with the E7th chord. Now pretty early in the verse of the song, the chord changes to A7th. And when the chord does change to A7th, the riff just drops down 1 string thinner on the guitar. So this riff becomes this riff. So exactly the same finger movements at exactly the same timing, but down a set of strings, one string thinner. So our opening note against the A7th riff is now an A rather than an E. And I'll just play those notes slowly for you. So A to C sharp, to E, to A, to G, to E, to B, to E, to G, to A. So exactly the same fret positions, the same fingers, down one string on the guitar. So I'm just going to play the original riff, and then I'm going to play the A7th version of it. Okay, and then the song goes back to E7th, and the E7th riff applies. Now, just before the short guitar solo in Day Tripper, the chord changes to B7th. And the riff sticks true to its form, but because we're now starting on a B, the fingers we use and the fret positions has to be slightly different. There's many places you can play this riff on the guitar, but I'm going to keep you down in this low fret number position on the guitar. So when the chord does change to B7th, just before the guitar solo, the riff becomes this. So you can hear it's exactly the same melodic riff, but you'll notice my fingers went to different positions here. So let's have a slow look at that riff. This time we're starting on B on the A string, so it's against a B7th chord. So our low note is B, first finger, second fret of the 5th string of the guitar. Okay, and then we slide up to D, so D to D sharp, and you can see I'm not using the open D string, I'm deliberately playing D on the A string there. So B, second finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, the note D, then the third finger on the 6th fret, which is D sharp. Then we drop down to the note F sharp on the D string, the 4th fret of the 4th string on the guitar. Then drop down to the 4th fret of the 3rd string of the guitar, which is the note B. So we'll just slowly build the riff. Okay, now we slide back 2 frets, stay on the same string. So we're going to play A on the 3rd string of the guitar. Then F sharp using our 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string of the guitar. So slide back. F sharp, then we're going to play C sharp, which is down here on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string of the guitar. So that's a B string, we're on the 2nd fret, so that's C sharp. Again, we'll build the riff. And now we're going to go F sharp again, where we just played it on the 4th fret of the 4th string, and then end on A to B. Again, we could play B open string, but we're just using these fingerings, just gives a bit more warmth to the riff. So let's just play that last bit. I'll play the whole riff again slowly for you. So F sharp, A, B is how we end. So and that's just before the guitar solo while the band's playing a B7th chord. I hope that's been of interest to you and that you've been able to work your way through the 3 different positions of the classic Day Tripper guitar riff. I'm just going to fade out now with an electric guitar version of that opening riff, but before I go, as always, keep in touch via my website. That's www.brianhayes.biz. B-I-Z, Z for Zorro. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the best way to keep up to date with the many videos that I upload on the different instruments that I play and teach. And if you have any fundamental questions about music tuition, drop me an email. More than happy to correspond. Bye for now.